this teaching tutorial today, I want to explore this notion of confused lying by first begging the question, is confused lying a justifiable lie, or is it a lie that goes beyond the line of any reasonable justifying? So what exactly is confused lying really all about? I mean, isn't lying just plain old lying? Wrong. In fact, in Adam Arico's and Don Fallis' reading, Lies, Damn Lies and Statistics, they have demonstrated over 4 definitions of lying in modern society, with confused lying being a major aspect of today's media. To break down this definition a little more simply, the straightforward definition of a lie is a deliberate false statement which is either intended to deceive others or foreseen to likely deceive others. However, in a confused lie, a lie is defined as a deliberate false statement which is intended by someone to deceive others. Still confusing? Well, overall, a confused lie is considered a misunderstanding of context in which someone recognises the context as a deliberate piece of truth. You've been punked is a classic one-liner that everybody has heard from the comedic actor Ashton Kutcher's reality show Punked. But moreover from that, it is an exact example of what a confused lie represents. With the premise of the show being a hidden camera practical reality joke program, Kutcher essentially pranks well-known celebrities into thinking that a real-life scenario is happening to them, all while being caught on camera. In essence, this TV show captures the true meaning of a confused lie, as people are given the context of something happening to them and they start to believe it as truth. Referring back to Arico's and Fallis' reading, they underline that one can be mistaken about whether one is or is not warranting the truth. Therefore, in Punked, they represent this claim, and they are intending to mistake someone to figure out if the truth is happening or not. Punked is seen as a show that can possibly justify a confused lie, all in the name of comedic relief and satire. For the audience members' viewing pleasure, Punked is a show created for everyday citizens to watch their favourite celebrities be publicly humiliated. However, to what extent is this prank of a confused lie going too far? Delving into their deepest fears or most humiliating secrets, this show is sure to have left some scars on the mental state of those celebrities. In fact, Kutcher himself has been sued in the past for taking it too far. In saying all this, I pose the question, what if confused lying is continually going beyond the line of any justifiable reasoning? Moving on to a more serious note of confused lying, we look towards an example in the media that complicates and goes beyond the notion of a confused lie, that being The Thin Man. In 2010, the Redshaw brothers produced a hoax-budget YouTube film, creating the urban myth of the Thin Man, who was essentially a tall grey figure who would disguise himself as a lamppost, and when unfolded, he would hunt for children to fold to death. Now, it may sound stupidly humorous, but this story generated so much attention for its ability to scare little children into staying out late that this confused lie suddenly was believed as a deliberate piece of truth. The reason this confused lie crossed the line of justified reasoning was because this humorous scare tactic soon turned into a horror story, with reports showing children sacrificing themselves for the Thin Man, and worse, children killing their friends as respect for this mythical monster. This confused lie suddenly took a misunderstanding from kids. Believing they were doing the work of the Thin Man, these kids essentially misinterpreted this lie as a message that if they killed other children themselves, they wouldn't get taken by the Thin Man. Overall, the deception in this lie became all too confusing as aimed at a younger demographic whose minds weren't fully developed. The context was taken out of hand and therefore this comedic lie transformed into horrific consequences. In the beginning, I asked the question, is confused lying a justifiable lie, or is it a lie that goes beyond the line of any reasonable justifying? In the end, I believe whether a confused lie's aim is for humorous reasons or something more sinister, it has the force to deceive someone always and fool them into thinking that something fake is truthful. To end this teaching tutorial, I consider that the smallest piece of confused lies cannot be justified, whether it be a simple joke or a little white lie, because in the end these can always get twisted into something more confusing and someone starts to base their meaning on truth on lies that are totally false.